Before digital animation became the norm, there was a different kind of magic, one crafted by hand, frame by painstaking frame. In 1983, a stop-motion film captured this magic perfectly, adapting a timeless story of friendship that would enchant a generation. This is the story of that film, Cosgrove Hall's classic adaptation of The Wind in the Willows. This production was so beloved it led to a long-running series, with the creative team's work earning a BAFTA and an International Emmy. It's a tale of the riverbank, of adventure, and of the most magnificent, reckless character of them all, Mr. Toad, voiced with unforgettable energy by the great David Jason. Our story doesn't start with a grand adventure, but with a simple act of rebellion. Deep underground, a gentle mole, voiced by Richard Pearson, is suddenly overwhelmed by the urge to ditch his spring cleaning. The scent of the world above is just too much to resist. He tosses down his paintbrush, scrambles through his long, dark tunnel, and emerges, blinking, into a perfect spring day. The world is a revelation. He wanders, totally captivated, until he finds himself at the edge of a place he's never seen before. A wide, shimmering river.
Rat?
Hello, Mole. Didn't think you chaps ever came out in the sunlight.
And it's here that his life changes forever. A sleek, brown head pops up from a hole in the bank. This is the water rat, a creature of deep contentment and easygoing wisdom, voiced by Ian Carmichael. Seeing the bewildered mole, Ratty as he's known, kindly invites him for a day on the river. For Mole, this is the beginning of everything. He learns the simple joys of the riverbank, of messing about in boats, of picnics from wicker hampers, and of the quiet companionship that will become their enduring friendship. Ratty teaches him the ways of the water and the wind. Mole has found a home and, more importantly, he has found a friend.
Come and join us.
Company.
But life on the riverbank isn't always so quiet. Ratty soon introduces Mole to another neighbor, the owner of the grandest home on the river, Toad Hall. Its owner is the one and only Mr. Toad, a character with immense wealth, boundless enthusiasm, and absolutely zero self-control. Toad is a creature of fads. He lives life at a dizzying pace, flitting from one expensive hobby to the next, convinced each new one is his true calling. When Mole and Rat visit, they find Toad has already grown tired of boating and has plunged headfirst into his latest mania, a horse-drawn caravan.
Oh, no.
He declares it's the only way to travel, the open road, his new philosophy. He spared no expense, outfitting the bright yellow caravan with every convenience imaginable. With his usual dramatic flair, Toad convinces the hesitant Rat and the eager Mole to join him on an expedition. He pictures a grand tour with himself as the hero of the road. With the long-suffering horse, Alfred, pulling them along, they set off. For a brief moment, it seems his restless spirit has found peace. But for a character like Toad, peace is always a temporary condition. As they trundle down a lane, a new sound shatters the peace. A roaring, popping, honking noise. A magnificent, terrifying motorcar barrels past them in a blur of speed and dust. The terrified horse bolts, dragging the caravan into a ditch where it lies in a shattered ruin of yellow paint and broken wheels. Rat and Mole are devastated, but Toad is transfixed. He sits in the middle of the road, his eyes wide with a new, dangerous light. He doesn't see the destruction. He only sees the glorious machine that caused it. In that single moment, the caravan and the open road are forgotten. A new, far more potent obsession has taken root, the motorcar. He whispers the words poop poop with a kind of religious reverence. This isn't just a new hobby. It's a full-blown conversion. The age of the caravan is over. The age of the motorcar has begun, and it's about to lead Mr. Toad down a path of reckless chaos and, ultimately, to his downfall. His vast fortune is dwindling on fines and new vehicles. Worried sick, Rat and Mole decide they need help. There's only one person respected and feared enough to talk some sense into Toad. The wise, reclusive Badger, voiced by the formidable Michael Hordern. When spring returns, the three of them march to Toad Hall to stage an intervention. They confront Toad, lecture him sternly, and when he refuses to listen, they place him under house arrest, determined to cure him of his obsession. Caging a creature like Toad is easier said than done. After days of confinement, faking both illness and remorse, he spots his chance. He makes his way to a nearby town and, seeing a magnificent car on the road, brazenly starts chatting with the owners. When they invite him to take a closer look, his obsession takes over. He leaps into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and speeds away, stealing the car in broad daylight. What follows is a chaotic and destructive joyride. He's a terrible driver, leaving a trail of mayhem in his wake. The law, however, isn't far behind. After a frantic chase, Toad is caught. His crimes are numerous: stealing a car, driving recklessly, and being monstrously impertinent to the police. He's hauled before a magistrate, where his arrogance does him no favors. The verdict is swift and harsh: 20 years in prison. The magnificent Mr. Toad, owner of Toad Hall, is now a common prisoner. But he finds an unlikely ally in the jailer's daughter, a kind young woman who takes pity on the miserable Toad. She comes up with a wild, improbable plan for his escape. Her aunt, a washerwoman, is owed money by the prisoners. The plan? Toad will disguise himself in her aunt's clothes and simply walk out the front gate.
Night, Mold.
Good night, elder chap.
The disguise is surprisingly effective. He fools the jailer, endures some teasing from the guards, and waddles out of the castle a free Toad. But his journey is far from over. He's a wanted fugitive with no money. His escape becomes a series of frantic, comical encounters. He tricks an engine driver into giving him a ride, only to have the police give chase on another train. He jumps from the engine and, by sheer luck, ends up by a canal, where he dupes a barge woman into giving him a lift before making off with her horse. Inch by inch, he makes his way back toward the riverbank.
Toad! Toad! Ratty! Such...
Exhausted and humbled, Toad finally stumbles back to the river and finds his way to Ratty's cozy house. He expects a hero's welcome and a sympathetic ear for his tale of daring escape. Instead, after a stern talking to from Ratty, he receives devastating news. While he was off on his disastrous adventures, the sinister inhabitants of the wild wood, the weasels, stoats, and ferrets, took notice. Led by the cunning Chief Weasel, they've descended upon Toad Hall, driven out its servants, and taken over the grand house for themselves. They're feasting in his dining room and sleeping in his beds. For the first time, Toad's recklessness has cost him more than just money or dignity. It has cost him his home. Faced with this disaster, the friends rally. This is no longer just about Toad's foolishness. It's about reclaiming a home and restoring order. It is the wise Badger who reveals their path to victory. He knows about an ancient, secret tunnel that leads from the riverbank directly into the pantry of Toad Hall. A plan is formed. The four friends will arm themselves and launch a surprise attack during the Chief Weasel's birthday banquet, when the occupiers will be drunk and distracted. Led by the formidable Badger with his cudgel, they burst into the great dining hall, a vision of righteous fury. The weasels and stoats, caught completely by surprise, are thrown into a panic. The battle is short and decisive. The four heroes fight with a courage born of friendship, driving the terrified squatters out of the hall and into the night. Toad Hall is reclaimed. In the end, Mr. Toad hosts a grand banquet to celebrate their victory. He seems a quieter, more thoughtful Toad, humbled by his experiences and the unwavering loyalty of his friends. He's learned that friendship and a quiet life on the riverbank are far more valuable than the fleeting thrill of any motorcar, or at least he has for now.
Hello, you fellows! You maniacs!
The 1983 film from Cosgrove Hall remains a masterpiece of animation that served as the feature-length film that kicked off a beloved television series. If you enjoyed this journey back to the riverbank, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more timeless stories. Let us know in the comments what your favorite memory of the wind in the Willows was.